Morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? How are we doing? Happy hump day, midpoint of the week. And I would say we've had an amazing trading week so far. Another just fantastic week to trade in the stock market. And we're just going to have to see what we get today. No news today. Perfect moves overnight, which were building inside range. And we'll see. Okay, edges likely to pay today. It's very possible we go fail breakout and stay in range today. Be very, very aware of that. We can look outside of the range if the market needs to really get moving, but gut instinct based on weekly models and stuff is the better moves are probably going to come Thursday, Friday. Might not be the case. Might be that we get moving today. But as we can see, we are building out liquidity. So let's go through all the charts. Remember, make sure you've gone through your daily routine as always, and you're fit and able to trade. You're in the right frame of mind. You know, if you're carrying tilt over from yesterday, maybe today's not a day that you should be trading. All right, so inside bar, setting up on the daily, the first thing. All right, big flush day. We expect some kind of inside bar, maybe even up to the midpoint. All right, normally we build out, and then after we've built this out, might need a 2-day build out. We use that build out for the next direction. Okay, it's very, very, very common. Think about this. Big drive down, inside bar, fail break up, fail break down, and then we get going. Try and find another one for you guys so you can see the examples. This is like another one to the upside. All right, so drive up, build some inside liquidity, break out, inside liquidity, break out, inside liquidity, break out. All right, inside liquidity, breakout. Well, it's the same both ways, but that was a big sell yesterday. So we'll have to see now. If we move to the hourlies, it's a very defined range. It's very, very clean. Just bring this up a bit so you can see a bit more. All right, super easy defined range. All right, current week's profile, big old B shape. Well, double distribution, technically speaking. All right, we do have some liquidity up here. Then very thin on that sell. All right, and then a big old node down here. All right, so make it easy for yourself. I mean, 700 to 900 is really the level, but we can call it sixes because they're holding dips at sixes. So just look at previous day value area high, previous day value area low, previous day point of control. Here's the ping pong, all right? Break down, fail to break lower, back to midpoint, break up, fail to break out, back to midpoint, back to the bottom point, back to mid shot, back to the top point, mid, top, mid, top, mid, top, mid. If we let go of mid now, we probably tell them to test this and then make a decision if they come back. You get the idea. All right, you don't want to get stuck in there. So when we're trading in a range, what are we looking for? We're waiting for the edges. All right, because if you trade this midpoint, you're 1-to-1 RR. It's not ideal. So we're waiting for the edges. Now, main pressure this week is that island high that we left. All right, so we left, I don't know, 7 days or whatever it is up here. All right, gap down, we've left that island high up here. Now, it's possible they come and retest this at some point, and maybe that happens today. But all we're going to respect is this range for now. Okay, so we're looking for breakout and fail breakout at the edge of the range. So down here, it's very simple. As we come down here, if there's no acceptance lower, right, they come back up. So even if we break sixes, 515, 520 is the first target. Right, so to see that, I would need to see this move here, and the continuation would be down here. Right, just as likely is a move down here, a reclaim, and back to the other side of the range. And up here, fail breakout, back to the other side of the range. All right, these are the moves we're watching today. When that changes will be if there's a breakout and a consistent hold. So especially if we've taken one side, for example, and we break and then we hold this, then we can look for this target and this target. Okay, same the other way. If we sweep this, come back inside, start puking, right? It's easier to look for downside because we've already taken one side of the stops. But that's what we're looking for today. Very simple. Fail breakout, fail breakdown, breakout and hold, breakdown and hold. Okay, I don't really want to trade the midpoint. I don't really want to trade in that rotation. For some of you, it might be absolutely beautiful, right? Some of you might absolutely love that. But you know me, I'm not looking to trade range where possible. It's my least favorite thing to do. So that's how I'm going to watch it today. In terms of GEX, just bring this down a bit. We're right at the neutral point right now. You can see we're a little bit messy on the GEX, to be honest, but there's some cool walls here. 900s and 30,025s are your big cool walls. Again, those are the edge of range, all right? Those are quite literally previous day value area high and New York session high. And neutral point here. And then to the low side, we're in this block, in demand block. So we're pinned. So this is telling me these are the edges at the moment, all right? So options traders agree with my analysis on the hourly right now. For now, we are pinned, all right? Let's go through some of the other indexes, see where this weakness is coming from. I'm just going to move this to a 5-minute chart. Okay, ES, same story, all right? It is the same story. Defined range, you're starting to see actually a little bit more pressure here, starting to build out. All right, so there's your big edge. Here's the first node. This. And then this. All right, that's where you're in. And if you zoom out beyond that, right, then you can see we've got some areas we can come and attack. You can see what they've priced in if we do get weak today down here. Okay, and upside, this obviously flips to red. Right, we might want to rebalance that. All right, so these are your extremes, or this is your tight consolidation. These are your extremes, and these are your breakout continuation zones or breakout continuation zones. All right, so pinned in for now. Don't become trap liquidity. Make it easier on yourself. Wait for edges to be traded. You can see it really easy on the spiders as well. Same levels as yesterday. We put these in yesterday morning. Absolutely nothing has changed. So think about yesterday morning. Drove up, failed, came back, found a bid twice into the midpoint. It's so easy to see right now. All right. If you're going to trade in here, you are quite literally asking for it, in my mind. Right? You don't know which direction it's going. So just be careful. Qs, same story. Defined edges. There you go. Nice defined edges. We can flip this over. Right, wait for the edges to be traded. We can make a decision once we trade there and once sufficient liquidity is built out. Right, things I want to go through right now. VIX, again, holding the bid. All right, these are the same levels from yesterday. I have not changed anything since our morning briefing yesterday morning. So you can see VIX is willing to support 1850 right now. All right, reclaim 19s. If it has a drive up to 20s, we might see some weakness in the market. But what really needs to happen is a base over and a squeeze out, right? It's just as likely that we do this, right? And it will make its decision once it's built enough people into the trade. Other thing I want to look at is the dollar. Where have you gone, Dixie? There you are. All right, this is on a ripper. We talked about this for the last couple of weeks. Said it was coming. It's coming, all right. It's happening right now. All right, so next liquidity pool is just in front of twos, basically. And then we're coming right up here, these red lines where I've got marked out. These have been levels for as long as I can remember. Pull this down a bit. Right, so this is the target here. So if Dixie pulls back and holds, all right, which it sort of has on a micro level here, right, this is the upside target. So we're coming into 102s. 102 stop run will get us to 3.5s, right? The more the Dixie, for those who don't understand, the more Dixie pushes upside, the more pressure we're going to see on the market. All right, this is breaking out right now. This is breaking out after a long consolidation from April and May 2025, right? This is well over a year of consolidation down here. Understand that breakouts after consolidation for that long can be very powerful, very powerful. So I'm expecting upside drift now in this market. All right, let's get into the MAG and ETF. So the first thing I want to look at is semiconductors quickly. All right, this is the play yesterday. I am long SOXS. I did pace myself some yesterday. All right, so we saw weakness yesterday. We are starting to go sideways in this range. We did break down last night and then recovered. Right, we have to see, like, are they going to go buy side of the curve now, back up to 58s and 60s, and then maybe all the way up here? Big question mark on that. All right, we have MU earnings tonight, so everyone be watching that. And software, weak. All right, held and then weak today. So gapping down on software. All right, mag, Apple. Inside range, but weak. All right, inside current week's range, but weak, and really the previous week range. All right, so we're starting to come into this many times. They're trying to recover it. If they can hold 95s, I guess there's an argument for it to come to 98 and the other side of the range. But if they start losing that, we're going to see weakness. So far, not too bad, actually. Gapping up back into the range. Amazon, all right, weak. Look how we flipped this now, right? This old demand block, clear resistance yesterday, very clear. So they've left buyers above, now trapped. Now this has a gap a lot further down, which I'm watching to see if they're going to come into. I know it's scary, isn't it? But we have a gap all the way down here. So I just wonder if we get a bleed out in the mag. They have been underperforming recently, so I am watching that if it's going to come right back in. Okay, but in yesterday's range, right in the midpoint, nothing really to do with that. Goog, all right, trying to reclaim this key level. We've seen weakness in the tape, but you know, if this is an undercut and they are able to hold the bid here and reclaim and get above, we can come back and test these 360s. But at the moment, it doesn't look too good. We're just chopping around in here, but that's stronger than some of the other assets. Still inside yesterday's range very clearly, or at least inside after hours. Meta, we get a bit of a move on here. Inside yesterday's range, again, lower side of the range. How we act at previous day low is going to matter. If they lose it, we start puking. Microsoft, again, same thing. Inside yesterday's range, not able to reclaim previous value area. All right, coming back down to this pivot right here at 370, we can ping pong in here a bit. They lose 370, I imagine we tack the pre-market lows from the day before. Nvidia, all right, undercut, weak. Zoom out of this, important to understand where you are on the bigger picture. All right, there are some stops to run down here. If we start seeing weakness down here, we've got further to go and then further to go. All right, and it's very clear. This is looking backside here, but this is the defined range right now. So we're backside, but if they lose this, we see weakness. Otherwise, they can come right back in. We are seeing weakness in the semiconductors, and Nvidia historically has been the leader there, not so much recently in terms of what moves the market. Right, Tesla lost the 420s, lost the 400, all right, and is starting to melt here. All right, so next level down will be a stop run of 77s, and that will get you into this block. Again, does not look good. Looks very weak right now. Oracle and these software names continue to bleed as well, folks. All right, so that has you pretty much covered and wrapped up. For those of you trading SpaceX, be very careful. Right, you are around IPO level here. Right, failure to recover this will be a problem, and I would say there will be weak hands under here, and like I've talked about, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing come right back in, folks. All right, like this is overvalued right now. It's just a fact. I'm sorry if I upset you, but it is. All right, that be that. You guys should be nicely prepared now. Watching the edges here. So I'm going to watch these edges down here, 625s. See if we hold it or lose it. And if we lose it, where do we lose it to? All right, so maybe there's a trade down to 580s. Maybe there's a trade down to 520s. If we lose 520s, then we really get going. All right, if we come down there and we sort of sweep or see absorption down there, and there's probably a trade back up to the midpoint, 700s, 820s, 900s. All right, that's just what we have right now. I'm waiting for edges. And we'll get more of an idea once we see the lean of the market after the first 10, 15 minutes. Happy to let this do its thing for a bit. I'm open to continuation today, but I'd almost rather we don't. I'd almost rather we have failed breakouts and build some more upside liquidity. But maybe, you know, the market just says, hey, you've built enough on the hourlies. Time to go lower. But we'll see. We will see. Do I ever trade in London? No, I'm asleep, mate. I live in Los Angeles, so I'm fast asleep. It's 6:30 here for me. All right, let's see. So the gap fill will be down at 665s, by the way, folks. 2 seconds here. Good luck, everyone. My hands are off the mouse. I'm going to let this do whatever it is it needs to do. There's the gap fill. Coming down to previous day value area low. All of the mag opening up red, other than Goog. There's previous day value area low, and this becomes the very important level down here. Do we sell through this, or are they about to bid us back up? Yes, approaching gap fill as well. So they've held value for now. There are some very big sellers down here right now, and they continue to sell very aggressively at these lows. And they are being absorbed, and here comes the squeeze back upside. Hilarious. So that blue box holding for now. Just going to let this shake out for a couple minutes here, folks. So we're moving pretty quickly, and there's some big players on the tape. It's good absorption down there. There are some huge market sellers down there not getting their way. There you go. There's the rip back up. All right, so they're protecting value so far. Now, the big sellers just came flying in at 58s, at 52s, and at 47s. All right, and we have some big buyers come in up at 681. So we're ping-ponging between big players in the opening 2 minutes. All right, so just be patient, be patient. Semi's weak here, trading at 230s. They've filled their gap as well. So these become important levels now. We expect this edge, right, potentially to be a trap. I'm not playing weakness until we get considerably under that and back test it and stay heavy. If you're struggling right now, just zoom out, look at the H1. All we're doing is coming to the same place we found a bid overnight and yesterday. So all we're doing right now. We have to see what happens after that. We are very volatile as well. Right, ES almost closed its gap. Got pretty close, didn't quite do it. SPY still hasn't done it. Qs have done it. And semis have done it. So SPY's showing a bit more strength there. There they go. They held previous day value again, back to the midpoint again. What do we say pre-market? Now I can imagine us coming down here, probably sweeping or holding and coming back to this midpoint. There's the midpoint. Right back into chop zone. So sellers who are early, front running that, well, they just got clapped. And if they base over this now, there's potentially trade back up to the upside. It's kind of a rough trade, to be honest. Look at this. So failing to break value. And they're going to come test current weak point of control, which is 800, which they've just done. And the next level will be up towards 900. We'll see, I guess, if pullbacks are willing to hold now back into here. It's kind of a rough trade. That would be trading the middle. But I will consider it light size if they're willing to pull back in. They failed one side. If they're willing to hold this for this move, I'll watch here. I just want to watch how we act here. But again, the extremes are here. We hit one, we recovered. If we can hold this, I'm willing to trade that. Otherwise, so you can see there's your value, and we held, and we're not going to come back in. So still no position for me. Straight ripper off the low side there. So failed break. Bull's trying to take control. So if you did take the longs here, you need to be selling some into this grey box. All right, so your grey box, you're selling some here, 800s up to 877s, and then after that, you're looking at 30,000, 30,050 kind of level again. Same as yesterday, right? Same as yesterday morning. All right, SPY and ES coming up to big cool levels here. I need to wait for this to come in. Otherwise, we can still just rotate. We can collapse this whole thing back down again. So I want to see how we act down here, if we're willing to come in. At the moment, all bids are just like pushing and pushing and pushing. I zoom Bookmap out a bit because the range is so big. Wow, huge range. I would like to see this come back in towards 740 to 720. We're actually very, very thin until we get back down to 680s right now. And let's see if this can come back in and then see if they're willing to hold a print or not. At the moment, still ping pong, folks. Oh, yes, volume. I'm so sorry, folks. Thank you for reminding me. I am so sorry. There you go. All right, see, like I said, we're thin until we get down here. So grey box, blue box to grey, box to box. Lewis Hamilton trade so far. Seeing some buyers try and step in here, or we would like this to come back down to earth, and then we can think about what we're going to look at next. That would be the most ideal thing. They are just holding and pushing though. They're going to try for the breakout here to move upside. I need to wait, but they are holding. I'm waiting to see if we can come under this and find a dip, basically. Can we do this move here? Anywhere in here would be great, but can we come in here? Can I see absorption on the tape? I don't really want to trade this, but the fact that we've done this move makes it more viable. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. Certainly not going to bid up here 100 points higher right now. What do I think about SpaceX joining the NAS 100? I think the whole thing's fucking stupid, to be quite honest. That's what I think. All right, flag break. You've got to take profits here. If you took that long at previous day value area long, at previous day value area low, you must be locking in profits in here. You are still in a range. I'm going to remind you. It's not to say it cannot continue, but remember, all we've done today is come down to value and come up to where we're getting stuck the whole time. All right, we're still boxed in. All right, you're not seeing this. I'm waiting to see if they're willing to do this or not at the moment. So it's starting to come in now. Right, and I will watch this to see how they're going to operate here as we come into sort of all the way down to 700, 680s. See if there is absorption down here, or if we're just going to flush straight back down again. Got to remove these drawings. I'm sorry, team. All right, here's the interesting level now. Are they willing to absorb it here, or are we going back to lows? No. There's a fight here, right now. Big fight. Watching this, starting to see absorption on the tape take place. All right, feathering in long here, but we've got to get back above the 800s. There is an imbalance here. If they reject 8s, I'm just going to take it off. Why 8s? Because it's value for the day so far, and it's where we just pivoted from. We've got to reclaim that volume. Nice. Here we come. We've got to squeeze back through this now. If we reject this, we can take TP1 here. Very nice, beautiful. All right, this is what we wanted. Now we want to see a push now and a breakthrough 20. So you can pay yourself some here into 8s. We're in scalp mode. Move your stop into the money, and ideally we break out now. We want to see this hold here now. Semis look weak. It's the only thing right now. Semis look very, very weak. Move this over. It's on an hourly. Let me just change that. I'm willing to take break even on the runner. Paid myself some at 800. Don't really want this back under 70s here. Would like them to hold it. There is a node at 63 if they need, but if they flush that, we can come right the way back to 680. So I'm just going to take a break even here if needed. Paid myself a very small amount. All right, I'm out there. Can always get back in. Don't want to get caught in a big old flash back down to 680. Didn't get much out of that. What did we get? Like 20, 30 points. Here we go. They might come back down to 680 now. So the problem here, diddling in the middle a little bit and trying to play the continuation. Semi's very weak. New low of day. So just be aware of that. ES at high of day. Semi's at low of day. IGV found a bid as well. So software. So we're rotating out semiconductors into software at the moment. MAG all green. So MAG looking good. They all found a bid after being very, very weak. Willing to play this again if it sets up, but I'm wondering if we need to come back down to 680 for a gut check, and if we get under that, we break lower. Semis look very, very, very weak here. Back to this New York Open. We might come all the way down here, and they could bleed after that. If we just ping pong back to point of control here. Lots of liquidity lower for them to come check if they want to go 680s. Semis continuing to bleed. They're looking for previous day low. 220 on deck for semis if they snap. Choppity chop chop. One side of range to the other, maybe back again. New York Open here. They're bidding New York Open for now. There's still liquidity down to 680s that they're trying to search for. Here they come for it. Waiting patiently. And if they snap this, they can really start tanking it. So we're just going to have to see. Very dangerous market in range right now. Here's the 680s. Now, are they willing to bid this or not? It's basically the question. If they're not, we're going to probably make new lows. And there's your first hint of a cover. Not convinced yet. I think we're going to make new lows here at the moment. Yes, to VWAP. Looks heavy. Looks very heavy here. If pops start failing here, they're going to try and go to lows. So here's the pop back up. Now, sellers were caught down here. They would need to extend this range back under previous day value area low. Here they come. And if we fail here, I'm interested. This is the edge, remember. Same trade as before. So if we fail this and stay heavy, I'm interested in a full rotation back down because we're playing both sides of the tape. We have to because it's where the market's pinned in right now. So they might come back to grey or back to 80s and then fail now. This is really important now what happens. Semis taking out previous day low, 220s next level on semis. So we're looking to see if they build liquidity here for fails or if they're going to hold the edge again and go back inside. We need to see a little bit of liquidity be built out here. So we've gone from edge to edge, no dip held. All right, so we take a small scalp there and now we wait to see if we're going to get continuation or not, or if they're going to do a fail breakout down here. So waiting to see if this pops back up and starts failing, which it's trying to pop up. So anywhere from here to 680s becomes the edge here for them to fail against. And if they reclaim that, they go squeeze right back upside again. So here comes the test of 680s. This is the level here. Right, got a little piece on short here in case we get that new flush down. Need to see an extension here now. And we'd be looking for 550s, 520s if we can get there. They're fanning around a bit here. Need to see an extension. There's lots of liquidity down to 600 if they can go and search for it, and then we can look for the snap. Come on. Here we come. Come on. Come on, please. Can we go to previous day low at least? Trying to let this work now. Probably risk 680s on this. Semis into 220s. It's a bit of a shame that they bid software and mag. Otherwise, we'd be really weak on this and it'd be a really easy clean trade instead of what we're getting at the moment. So we're coming for previous day low here. Here's your 600s. Into a big put wall here on semis. If we flush that, we go 200 on semis, which would be good. That's what we were talking about yesterday. We look good here so far. As long as we're heavy versus 680s, we look good. Your targets right now are basically 77s and then 520s. But we are into demand. And this is our risk right now, 680s. If they pop 680s, we just drift straight back upside. It'll be a fail breakout again. ES holding well. We're into gamma level here on SOXL. We're just going to see here what happens. Do we get breakout or fail breakout on the edge here? That's the question. $680 test coming up. If they break through that, we're going to go straight back up to 780. Would you believe it? So they need to stay heavy here versus 680, or we're going to go pop straight back up and rip faces probably right away back up to 780 as possible. So far, rejecting 780s well, 680s well, sorry. Good hold there from ES. Be careful. Relative strength in ES here. Semiconductors found the bid at 220 so far. I'd like to see this extend lower now. Otherwise, I'm going to start to get nervous that a squeeze is coming. Don't like that hold. Getting ready to cut here. Any break above 680, I'm out. I'm not letting this come right back into the middle of the range. So it'll be a fail break if they do that. Need to see us get back under value. Not seeing it right now. Trimmed some size here to save me some money. Can always add back size on. Need to get back under value. There we go. Stay heavy here. Nope. Another reaction there. Don't like that. I'm out early. Hands off. Let them chop around. I can always get back in. I'd rather save myself the money and get back in once they've finished being idiots for the day. There we go. So save myself some money on that squeeze up by seeing the holder value. That holder value. So another fail break here and a fail break here. Chop continues. Hands are fully off now. Let this be silly. Let this be silly. We are just ping-ponging. And we might do it all day, folks, and very prepared for it to do it all day. And again, semis finding that bid at 220s. The key here now on semis is going to be how they act into 231s. Big buyers coming in there at 700 and getting clapped. Jesus Christ, do you need to ping-pong much more here? Back to value. Value held again. All right, blue line held again. Back to grey box. Ping pong. This is full on ping pong. I'll tell you what's making it hard is the rotation. All right, out of semis into software. All right, out of semis into mag. No alignment. All they're doing is selling semiconductors. They are not selling anything else. They're actually bidding the mag up. If you look at the mag right now, the board is green. So no alignment, which means probably a very choppy day until they go into alignment. I guess you could consider a bid at value right now. I'm not going to do that at the moment. It feels too risky. You could potentially consider a bid down here. It just feels a bit risky for me to do that right now, but it's what the market is potentially offering at the moment. Undervalue, weakness. Okay, back to value they go. Crazy, isn't it? Grey box to blue box, just like that. One candle. We're moving pretty quick here this morning, folks. There's value again. They're trying to absorb it again. Once we break outside of this range we've created, it's going to be huge because the amount of hourly bars we've had here. So back to value again. Undervalue now. See if they reject this and stay heavy now or not. I want to get short here if possible, if they're going to continue after stopping me out for that squeeze back to the grey box. Right, previous day low coming up. Can we get a short here before you come and take all the liquidity? And no is the answer. All right, 550s, 520s if you're in this. I'm not in it. I would love to be in it. Such a fast move. Previous day low now swept. All pop starting to get sold into at the moment. You're at value for the current week. If we extend this, this is your level that they're going to try and get to 520s. So waiting to see if we can get a pop back up anywhere towards 640s to see if they resell it. Here it comes. Now, do they sell this? This is the question. I'm short in here. Versus 40s. Please don't come and stop me out straight away. Oh my God. Come on, market. Behave. Behave. Look at these bids that just come flying in at sixes. Alex might become the liquidity here if we break 40s. Be fucking have. Honestly. Ow. Oh my God, this is why I hate range. This is why I hate range. This is proof of why I hate range. Look at that. You don't care about me today, I'll tell you that much. Right, back up we go. Look at these bids come flying in now. It's a good recovery on Soxel. Watching it into this previous day close, SOXL. I don't think I can play anything here. I think I'm liable to get caught if I do anything now. It was a big fake out. Well, it wasn't a fake out. It's that we already swept one level. I was looking to see if we could get short for the continuation. It said, no, hold my beer, and it goes inside. The problem that we're having at the moment is once it goes inside, it then doesn't pull back and hold. It just goes straight. We're going straight one way, straight one way, straight one way. All right? It's not like we're moving, holding, and going. We are literally just like, all right? That's all we're doing right now. All right, so anyone who bought value there got stopped out. Anyone who shorted value there got stopped out. Now starting to squeeze now. Back to this grey box again. We'd need to see a bid form here at 680s. They're just not even willing to bid now. They're like, as in pull back to bid. They're just, okay, we're going. You know, and that's the bigger problem right now. ES new high of day. I don't mind getting long if we pull back and hold now. Bit like earlier. Happy to long on pullbacks that hold, but this thing is just flying, man. Let me go. Please, can we pull back and long? SOXL back to PDC again. Big level here. So I'll watch this if they're willing to hold sort of 700 in front of 700s. 700s to 690s needs to hold, and I'll look at longs down there if they're willing to hold it. ES have swept high of day. So if ES fails after sweeping high of day, that will be a problem for the market as well. Just to make it triply chop. Ah, big bid coming in here. They're trying to absorb at 720s right now. It's a big bid. Just came flying in there on the book. 760s, big buy side delta now. I want to see this revisit 720s to 690s ideally, and I'll bid down there if we can come down there. This thing's just going to squeeze by the looks of it. It don't want to let me in today. It just wants to eat my stops. I'm waiting to see if it's going to offer this trade here to here, and if we got lucky up here. I need to see it come into here and prove to me. Otherwise, it's just more chop. SOXL rejecting PDC at the moment. Right at previous day point of control. Just waiting to see. Look at all this liquidity down to 700. This book's wild today. Eat my stop, yeah. It is. It's eat Alex stop day. That's exactly what it is. Right, they're starting to bid this up. Can we just pull back a bit and get me long, please? I want to bid here. Trying to be flexible to the market. Is there a way of getting some of this? I think we're going high of day here. Yes, very strong. If SOXL reclaims PDC, this thing a squeeze. I'm just looking to get long. Give me a way of getting long before we do it. Man, fast tape. Very fast tape. Okay, here we come. Can we come down a bit, please? SOXL failing a bit there at PDC. So I'm watching this now. 700 to 680, 690-ish. Nice absorption there. We come a bit lower first. We fill some of these players. Nope. Not willing to fill these players down to 700. Here they come. Are you willing to hold this? Or are you going to go right back to low of day? Not seeing anything here on the tape other than selling so far. Right, I'm long there on a wiggle. We'll see if we can break back up now. No. No. This guy at 700's got to walk up again. Otherwise, I'm going to get stopped out again, and this might... I give up, mate, today. I give up today. They're chewing me up today. Pulled his bid and moved down to 675. Mate. Oh, Alex, you know better than to even bother trading range, honestly. Look at these hourly candles. All right, more absorption there, but they keep running away as the sellers get aggressive. They're just pulling their bids and going lower. So it scared me away. Scared me well away, mate. If they can't hold this node, we go back to lows. It's very ugly here. Got to hold this node down here. 680, 670 kind of level. They can't hold that, back to lows. And ES has done a failed breakout of the highs, so we've got relative weakness in the Qs. ES has failed to break out the highs, come back to VWAP now, right back into the midpoint of the range. The chop continues. And semis couldn't get back above PDC, and they're seeing weakness. It's hard to want to do anything now. They've made sure that this is basically no man's land. If they puke this now down to 500 and 520, I'm leaving it alone. Because I can't do... I've had 2 goes at that to get stopped out for them to just squeeze it back up. I've had 1 go to get long on the hold. They're not willing to hold anything. And we didn't even get to an extreme of range. So I don't think I've got much left in the tank to do anymore, folks. I'm running out of ideas this early in the day. Here we come. Weakness. They're going to come right back down if they can't hold this here. What a faff for no reason, both sides. Absolute faff. PDC here. They got to absorb this and squeeze it. Otherwise, it's night-night. Yeah. All right, back to New York Open. Look at this. What are you doing? Well, PDC held, VPOC held. New York Open here, so we're just trapped between the two. No acceptance over 7s yet. Okay, here they go. So they're going to have another go to get to 770s. Mate, this is tight. I don't think I want to bid. I don't think I want to bid. Trapping buyers, in your opinion? And I just think both sides trapped right now, mate. I don't think it's buyers trapped particularly because there's no buyers at the highs trapped. It's sellers at the high of days. So I don't see how many buyers are caught up there. We're just seeing sell pressure and no follow through. We're not seeing people trapped right now in the market, to be honest. Thank you. Big seller coming in here, 705 lot. Sorry, 500 lot at 705. Back down to previous day value area low possible here. ES still trying to hold. SOXL chopping as well. They're trying to find a bid here. Now comes that big buy, that 500 lot of VPOC. So now it's about, can they squeeze back up above him or not? No acceptance above 705 again. No acceptance above the New York Open. And the chop continues. And now we'll potentially test down here. Look at this big fat node that they're just going to keep rotating on. So we're in quite tight range here. No acceptance basically below 640. No acceptance above, let's call it 720. That's your range. That's the range right now. Here's value area low again. Can they find acceptance under this? I have no idea. They haven't all day. This is where I've tried to trade continuation today and they've told me to fuck off. And they've just bid it again. I mean, I'd love to play sells under here, but they just don't want to do it. So blue box is holding, right? Blue to grey is all we're doing. Ping pong. There we go. Straight back upside. Off that blue box. Some of mag starting to go red, green to red here. There's nothing I can do with this, folks. There ain't a thing I'm doing with this. I'm leaving this the fuck alone for this morning. This is one of the choppiest conditions I think I might have ever seen, to be honest. Man, if they melt this, I don't know. They will go without me at this point, I think, if they melt it. I just don't see how I can pull the trigger, you know? Holding value again. Oh. Gotta wait for it. Gotta wait for it. Candle sizes take the tops. Well, you need to size down. Like the ATR is huge at the moment in the market. It has been huge for a while. Yeah, so that's a given. That's been like that way for a long, long time. We knew today was likely to be an inside day. But this is something else. This really is something else right now. Still inside a value. Still inside this node being developed. So I'm going to get rid of this because this probably is a bit misleading at this point. Okay, back to value area low again. This is where we've had no acceptance below today. Semiconductors are still holding the bid at previous day low. Here's value area low. So they have to make a decision here. Are they going to bid up again? Up into here, or are we going to see continuation down to 520? Just being patient there. And they're bidding it again. ES still holding New York Open. A trade will come if I can be patient enough and stay calm enough. It will come. Something will become available. Right now, just got to let it do its thing. Whether that's all morning session, whether it's for tomorrow, there will be A+ opportunities, I think, Thursday and Friday, or Thursday or Friday. Right, buyers are currently stuck at 703s, right? It's the only thing I can see on the tape at the moment. We have a 500 lot stuck at 703s, which is point of control. So if we keep them trapped, then we ping pong back down from them to value area low. If they get in the money, then there is a squeeze back out to the upside. Semiconductors are in absolute no man's land here. And ES is at flat VWAPs. So here's the move to 703s. And if they squeeze through this, we go back upside again, which is mad, isn't it? But that's what the market is dictating at the moment. Look at that holder value. Did anyone bid value? Have anyone got bollocks big enough to bid value there? Anyone got cojones big enough to bid value? No. Yep. Oh, some of you did. Well, I would lock in some profits here because this is where it keeps getting choppy between here and value if you did bid it. There you go. Back down towards you. I do not remember moves happening like this for like 100-point moves in 90 seconds ping pong direction. It's crazy. All right, back to this big buyer again. If they find acceptance over here, there can be a squeeze, but at the moment they're not. This is point of control. They're trying to get you acceptance here. Here's previous day point of control again. So if they get over this, then you're going to try and revisit 750s. Over 750s, we can come up here. But this is really depends if semiconductors can get through PDC, which at the moment they keep struggling with. There you go. Failed previous day point of control again here. So they might ping you back down to previous day value area low again here if they can't get through it. Here they come. They're going to try and get you back down. What a tape. All right, back to PDC, and under this would be previous day value area low. So they're rejecting previous day point of control, and they're bidding previous day value area low. That's all I know right now. I can't tell you anything else beyond that because that's all I can see in the market is we're stuck in those levels. So previous day close, just held there. We're coming back up to VPOC for the session where those buyers still remain stuck. And if they fail that, they try and go value area low. If they reclaim that, they'll try and squeeze. That's all I can see right now. And we just have to sort of wait and see what we can do here. Back to that same level. Now, can they find acceptance through this now and get you back through previous day point of control, through value area high to extend value for the day or not? Again, lots of this is going to depend, I think, on the semiconductors at PDC here. So I'm still waiting. I've got stopped out 3 or 4 times today. I don't want to really eat another stop on a low probability day. I'd say playing longs here feels dangerous. It's another failure up there, and the ping pong continues. So basically 650s to 710s is your ping pong right now. Value to point of control. Semis failing to make a new high there through PDC so far. Notable fail up there all morning. Doesn't mean it continues, but notable fails up there so far. SPY, chop zone as well. Mag starting to bleed as well. So Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, all gone green to red. IGV starting to sell. So we might go pro sell here at some point. IGV starting to sell now as well. So there's a chance that we start bleeding here if they stop playing silly buggers with their semiconductors. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't feel great about the longs right now, but there's no doubt about it. Value is holding. But I think there is a pro sell starting to line up here. It just depends how much more liquidity they need to build and whether they're actually willing to send it lower or not. Yeah, semis still holding up. So they're going to have another go at 230s here, semis. Look at this ping pong. Value area low, point of control. That's your ping pong in this node. It's your fat old node. Someone's going to get hurt. We can't keep doing this forever. It's done this for quite a long... It's basically the whole New York session has been spent in here now. Someone will get hurt outside of this. ES flat on both VWAPs as well, still holding its New York open. No one is willing to get a continuation here. Back to this top side again, where this buyer keeps getting stuck. Semi's having another go again up here. It's crazy. It's stuck up here again. Semi stuck again there at 230s. There's nothing to suggest higher yet, honestly. It's just suggesting range. There's nothing to suggest anything higher yet. Back down we go. It's wild. These are 100-point moves, some of these. It's crazy. Or at least 80 points. Back to PDC. Bidding value in PDC again. No follow through underneath it yet. Same thing. But we're in a pro, like, I say pro sell, like some of the mag's starting to bleed. IGV's trying to find a bid, but it's still red. Hey, when this lets go one way or the other, it's going to be so nasty. But you got to think H1 swept this morning, previous day lows, and found a bid. But can they move lower? I don't know, man. Back to value again. Seeing weakness on this tape now. Back to value again. And just bid value again. Look at all these bids come flying in. This is what's bonkers. Look at the size on that tape. That is what is bonkers to me. How are they turning that on like that? Look at these fucking market buyers come flying in. It's wild. That is absolutely wild. Literally just watch 100, just hit the offer there and lift it back up. Insane. Insane. Jeez Louise, man. Jeez, man. Back down again after just like ripping it up for no reason. Crazy. You've got to play edges here, folks. You cannot do anything but play the edges here. You will get absolutely crushed. You have to just wait. I knew today was going to be choppy, but I didn't think this choppy. This is something else. Hands off till conviction. Yeah, exactly. Hands off until conviction. Exactly. I've tried continuation. I've tried the playback inside. I got slapped both times. All right. Again, weakness looking like it's on the tape, but this is where they keep being very, very aggressive from. You just wonder, is there a moment where the bid is just suddenly not here? All right, ES holding New York open again. Value being bid again. All the liquidity is down towards 600 still. I'm very surprised that we haven't come and cleaned that out, but we haven't. They are willing to bid down there towards 600 at the moment. If you're watching semiconductors, they are just stuck between previous day low and previous day close, right at the midpoint. That is probably a big portion of why we don't know what we're doing. And we can do this all day. Remember, it's MU earnings tonight. And there's the value bid again. And still we haven't cleaned any of this liquidity out. And the liquidity is now moving up to 650 to try and support this bid up again. You're braver than me if you're trading this right now, I'll tell you that much. And here's the move straight back up to point of control again. And here are all the sellers up here again, up to 735. And we are pinned. We are absolutely pinned. We know this is choppy, even on the options chain. This is the choppy level. Acceptance over this, maybe we get going, but we're not seeing that right now. And there's the sellers again, back down towards value area low again. Man, if you're a value, if you're a scalper, ranged scalper, like you're probably really enjoying this. I'm looking at this just like it looks like hell. It literally looks like hell to me. This is my idea of hell. Well, once we break outside of it, it might be my idea of heaven if we can break outside of the range. I don't care which way at this point. Okay, there's the fails. Now, do they stay heavy versus value now, or do they just reclaim it? Heavy. All right, I'm going to try another short here, folks. Versus value. And I might get clobbered, but hopefully I don't. Looking for the extension lower now versus value. Here we go. This is the 5th millionth time of me thinking this is going to work. I didn't take any profit yet. If this trades back inside, I'll stop out. I'll try and get some TP towards previous day low, and then I'm trying to hold for the move towards 550 if they're going to do it today. Semis into previous day low. I do not want to see them bid this. Okay, here we go. Please. So much liquidity down towards 550. I've peeled one off there in case, because I don't like that they've held that. I'll add back on if we reject. Need semis to let go of previous day low. We trade back inside, I have to cut it. So I'm short versus value, okay? Previous day, that is. Need these sellers to walk down from 650. They're just hanging out up there. It's not ideal. Come on. Can we just extend this range and flush down to here for me? Come on. New lows, please. Give me 550s. I've been very patient. I think this is a second or third attempt at this trade today. Or maybe it was one attempt lower and then one attempt inside. I can't remember. SOXL holding previous day low. I want to be very careful there if it holds. I'm looking for lower at the moment. Versus previous day value area low. I'm short versus previous day value area low. I paid myself some, but ES under New York Open, which is good. This is starting to line up better. We've got alignment for a sell day here if we can let go on the semis of previous day lows. And if we stay under value and extend here, we do have alignment for the sell day. If they bid here and we go inside, though, I'll have to stop out. So I'm looking for a continuation trade. I would rather this trade set up for tomorrow, if I'm honest, but it's trading what's in front of me right now. So far, so good. You know, semiconductors still got that 200 in if they really want to go for it. Right, this is looking good now. Come on, come and clean this liquidity out to 550s. Here we go. Can we make a new low of day here, please? Nope. Right next to previous day low. Once that snaps, if we stay heavy, we're good. Otherwise, scout mode till then. Don't have too much size left, unfortunately. Right, starting to let go on semiconductors. If previous day low stays heavy, then this looks good. Here we go. Can we accelerate away from this? Please, market. Nice. Drop it like it's hot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Okay, taking some profit there. I'm looking for 550s now. 550s and then 520s. Here's the 50s. So looking for 520s next. Come on, baby. I've been so fucking patient. Come on, baby. Nice and green on the day now. Amazing how one trade changes everything. Can we get 520s? We're in a pro alignment sell here, remember. Mag's starting to go green to red, other than Apple, Amazon, and Google. Software's gone red. Semis are under previous day low. Locking some more in here. We'll see if pops start to fail now versus 75s. God, they made that hard today, I tell you that much. Right, into value area low for the session. This is my final target, really, down here. Why? It's an H1 level. Okay, it's an H1 level. So I'm small size now. If we stay heavy versus previous day low, I'll stay in it. If we recover previous day low and value area low, I'll be out of this because this is the main target I wanted to get into. I can show you that. Where are we? It's the main target right here. So I'm looking to see if we run these stops. If we break these, then I think we've got room to move down to 300s. All right, and again, that would be a measured move down to here, the same one we talked about yesterday. But this is a big, big take profit zone for me. Big, big take profit zone there. And now, if we recover previous day's value area low, now I'm willing to play long. If we recover this node, I'm willing to play long because we've come into those main targets. All right, I'm done with this now. What did I lock in there? Got nice and green there. So 3,500 locked in there. This is the key level now. Do they reject this or do we find acceptance back through it? You're looking for 330s, potato. Well, that would be nice, but they would have to break the 520s to get you there. That's kind of the ultimate target for me, but they might save that for the next few days. So done with this now and waiting. If they start reclaiming, they can long this right back up. Rejection, yeah. Current week's value area low. Right, and that H1 level we talked about. That's why we locked a ton in down there. Tried to hold a runner to see if we could extend it. The answer was no. It was a categoric no, we're not extending it, Alex. But we'll see. Big, big levels here now for the battle. They get acceptance back inside, they can squeeze back up. If they reject this, they will attempt to make new lows. What I don't like is how the passive players are staying higher today. So this sees all these sellers. Look at them lift, 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 lift. The sellers running away. This is what we've seen all day long. When they have the chance, they don't take it. Look at the lift on ES now. So if they now hold this bid, they're going to go right back to 700. And remember, if we start breaking 700, 710s, we can go back to day highs. It's a full value rotation here with intraday, right? Back to here as possible. I'd say that 715 QQQ is key as well. Right, back to value area low again. You've got to make some decisions here. Buyers failed to make a high here. They'll be in trouble. Of this light, I'm watching the tick on the order flow. So if they fail to break 670s, the buyers will get caught. Here they come, trying to get through 670s. Big buyers coming in. ES looks very strong. So there's a recovery of value, and we're going to go back to VPOC now. All the way back to VPOC now. And then they're going to make a decision up there where that huge buy, the 500 lot of 700 is. Wild tape. So they're bidding 55. They're selling 80 to 700s. That's right now, and there's no play. I don't want to play in this chop zone. I want to wait for us to leave this chop zone. Look at ES. PDC held straight back towards 465. Just stuck. We are stuck. Big seller coming in here. They can't get under 55s yet. Sellers still running away higher. Here we go. Look at them running away higher. This is the opposite of what you'd want to see for continuation. The complete opposite. So they're going to come and test this buyer who is stuck at 700s. And if you get through that, they can start squeezing. They can increase value for the day, like lift it upside when I say increase. So this is the big level up here where we keep ping-ponging. Still stuck there at VPOC. What a rejection. They're not even coming back to value to test it now. I would like the next play, but I don't know what it is right now with how they're moving it, to be honest. I've got no clean read. All I know is the buyers are stuck up here at sort of 705 to 720. Above that, there is a lift, but they haven't been able to do that all day. But given that we've now swept the lows, are they willing to do it? Possibly, but we'd need to see it hold value first, I think, would be the better play. Let it come down to value and show that it's willing to hold it. Otherwise, it can be a failed push-up again. So here we go back down towards value. And if we trade under this, we can trade lower again, basically. Sellers coming in here. They're trying to force down to value at the moment. If they don't get their way, we go back to VPOC because they got quite aggressive down there into 65s. And again. And now come the sellers trying to hold price down, doing a terrible job. Mate, I don't know how to trade this at this point. Honestly, in this zone, I would not know how to trade it. There is no clear direction. I want to say the bid, but every attempt to break sevens is getting absolutely nuked. Maybe. Here they go. So they held value. This is the key level now. Are they willing to hold this and squeeze back up? All the way up to 800s, I guess. Here they come. I don't know, folks. Tempting to bid, but it feels so risky. It feels so risky, but it feels like the right thing to do is the squeeze. Is VWAP. Semi's still pinned in. I'd say if they hold 700s to 90s, maybe there's a bid. Still just in the range. I'll consider it small size. Right back to previous day point control. This is where we keep getting stuck, right? Previous day point control down to previous day value area low. But I'd say bid side now has the potential for a squeeze, given that we've swept and reclaimed. So you'd want to see buyers step in here. Basically here down to 680s, you would need to see buyers step in. Otherwise, we're back in the range dance again with no acceptance outside of it, which may be what we've just seen again. Buyers are at 680 to 665 right now. You'd want to see them walk up now. And they won't. They're just sat there. Don't know what to do in here, folks. I don't know what to do in here. Weakness under there, reclaimed. Pushed, held, failed. Back into it, not willing to hold the top. Untradeable in that zone right now. I want to get long. Just can't see how. I want to get long. I just can't see how right now. Every part of me is saying you need to get long in this for the squeeze. The fact that they keep getting stuck here, it doesn't make sense to me when they've done all the hard work. Why get stuck then, right? So that's like to give you an idea of like where my head is. Now they're going to do it. It's an odd tape. When they should step up, they don't step up. When they don't step up, they leave it and then they step up. It's kind of different. There you go. Fucking hell. So the read was right. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. There we go. Here they go. Fuck me. Missed this move now, have you, Alex? Fucking hell, mate. What a fucking move as well. What do we say? 80s hold? Oh, they did hold it. I'll watch this same move then if they're willing to bid and hold here above value. Got to be very careful with semiconductors coming into PDC. Really, we need to hold it. See this hold 700s to 720s now. Try and bid this if we can. So trying to see if they're willing to do this move here now. This is key. If they come back inside this, there's no trade, right? Are they willing to do this move here? Question mark. I don't know. That's what we're watching. Exactly what I explained this morning. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That was probably the bid. Oh, God, don't move that. That was probably the best bid here. I waited for confirmation. Just didn't like that, but it's played out well. Okay, here they go. So they're holding VWAP, they're holding POC now. We should extend higher now. I'd expect them to come up to the top side here, especially if SOXL gets through PDC, all right? Especially if you see that happen. So I'm looking to see if we can bid this up at this point, if pullbacks start to hold for a bid up. Mag all green now as well. Starting to see this bid up now start to take place. Here we go. Big level here on semis. Right here, right now. Acceptance through PDC will help this squeeze. Long, small size. I'd like to be long, more size if we pull back and hold. Semis. There we go. Watching this now. All the way down to 700s key. See, these bids are not walking up from 700s. And now they're adding lower. This is what's spooking me today, is these moves here, where they have the chance to hold after breaking. They're then moving lower with their bid. Makes me so uncomfortable. Still long in it. Added a bit more into VWAP, and we'll see now. It needs to accelerate upside now. I need to see the break on SOXL. It's got to break through. Rejection there, SOXL so far. Come on. Let's go. Let's go upside, for fuck's sake. Please, market. Here we go. Nice. Can we extend this range now? Trying to get all the way up into here. Here goes semiconductors. Need them to find acceptance through PDC here. We find acceptance, we're good. It's a massive level here on semiconductors. I'm starting to get frustrated. Starting to get frustrated here. Trying to let it work. Here go the semis. Come on, get through PDC. Help me out. Help a man out. Nice. Let's go. Get through PDC. Come on. Lift it. It's going to come. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to let it work. It's going to come. Here they come. Lots of liquidity from 790 up to 830 right now. So we'll take some partials in here. Here we go. Through PDC now. Now I want to see it break above PDC and base for semiconductors. Jesus Christ. Could you make this any harder today, NQ? Right, we're going to have to watch. There is a shelf here as we get into 808s, okay, on the higher time frame, on the hourly. So we have to understand that. Point of control in the current week is 825. Right, so take profit up into this. If we find acceptance above this, we really get going. There's no thought process of that right now. Right now, I think we're boxed in, all right? So we're long, looking for this move here. We're going to take some profit in here and here. And if we find acceptance above that, then we can add back in. They have made this flipping hard. Tell you that much. A buyer stuck at this high into 90s. I want all pullbacks to hold now. We've got a low volume node there. We cannot lose this low volume node. All right, this has been a straight squeeze up. If we lose this node down to 720s, we need to be done with it. Yes, looking good. Come on, let's go higher. Complete the auction. Pretty please. High day, or this last high day looks quite good. If we can't get above 90s real soon, I want to get out because there's 100 lot stuck up there. Just trying to see if we can have one more attempt. Here we go. Need to see this breakthrough now. Toit. Lock some more money on that push. Failed to break higher. Lock some more money in. Watching semis here. If they don't find acceptance back above PTC, it's going to be a problem. So far, so good. Nice. We need to break this high now because there's a buyer trapped up there. Nice. Please break this high and let him out because then we can get up to higher day. You're going short. There's no short here yet. There's a buyer stuck, but there's no short here yet. Doesn't mean it doesn't sell down, but I don't see what you're playing against here yet. You're front running. Down to this low volume node. Decision time down here. Don't like semis back under PDC. I do not like seeing that. This doesn't hold. We go right back down 700s. And I will probably give up for the day at that point if we come back down to 700s. Imbalances here. This is what they need to hold. Oh my God. Worst market ever. We've gone from best market in the world to worst market ever. I'm done, by the way. I'm done on that pullback. It's coming too deep for me. It can go without me higher. I actually don't care at this point. It's pissing me off that much. I don't want to give any more money back. Russell outperforming. Well, Russell will outperform because we're rotating out of big names into shitty names, right? Russell's full of shit small caps. That's why it's outperforming. That is the sign of a very bad market, by the way. All right, when the Russell is outperforming everything else, that's a sign of a terrible market, because that's traders saying, hey, we think we're overextended in big names, so what we're going to do is buy small caps. That's exactly what that is. Exactly what that is. How much am I down? About 2,500 overall. One account's nice and green. My funding next, I've locked in another green day there, so I can take another payout in the next, yesterday, 1, 2, 3 more days. I'm going mad. I am going mad. Oh. I don't think I'm going to bid on this anymore. I think I'm done, man. I think I'm done with this market for today. Made 190. Nice. Good work. 109 points. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, those of you who are up probably are trading value really well, trading rotations really well. Like we always say, Alex hates rotations. There is worse market. I cannot stand them. I literally cannot stand them. And this is why. There's no continuation and they don't pull back nicely. They just go because one side's trapped and then the pull gats get sold into and then they flush all the way down. For example, they go because one side's trapped and then they go and then they go and then they chop for ages and then they snap and go. Right? And now we're coming right back into this node again, right? The node of no man's land. I don't want to bid here for sure because New York Open and VPOC, like the last place I want to bid is around this. I don't trust a fucking thing I'm seeing right now because IGV's gone weak. SOXL is now back on the PDC. MAG is just internally rotating, spinning on its head. And what I don't like is the H1. All right, so if we were going to stay heavy today, where are we? If we were going to stay heavy today, all right, you'd want this breakdown to be sold into. We're not seeing that. We're just seeing us coming back into this. Right, from here to 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 here. We're not seeing heaviness under this or this. And we're not seeing strength over this. Right, we're just seeing this with failures each side. That's all we're seeing. This is rough, man. This is what the market used to be like all the time. Honestly, is what I'm saying. Like, take advantage of this year at the moment. These days are rare in this year, but it's unsurprising because we've had such a big sell-off day yesterday. Right, well, they've held VPOC again. Are they now going to go upside after stopping me out? They're going to come and clean out all this liquidity now. I fucking guarantee it. I think we're going high of day here, folks. They've just turned the boosters on. Semis PDC. Yeah, I think they're going to send this, folks. I think they've just turned those boosters on. A break here will probably get us high of day. That stop run should do it. Here they come. Fuck me. So they stopped me out for this move. Lovely market. Should I have been more patient here? Probably should have stayed in this trade, eh? I don't know. We'll see if we can get involved. New high of day at ES. I want to see if we can bid this up. Here it goes. Trying to grab a piece of this. And your TP, if you stayed in this where I took my stop, your TPs are up into this grey box. And if you do break, right, this is previous day value. If you find acceptance over value, this is a big ask, right? At the moment, we're pinned in from here to here. If you find acceptance over this trade becomes viable, not beforehand. So if you're long here in this node, right, these stops should get you up here. You can lock some in already. Ideally, you come up into this and you lock a good chunk in. And then if you find this trade, fantastic. Yes, really going. Really going. We're going to get it. Here you go. Here's the high days. Fuck me. So it stopped me out before it did it. Don't cry. What? Michael, why are you being such a dick? Do I look like I'm crying? Do I look like I'm crying? I don't think I look like I'm crying. Do you? Do you think I look like I'm crying, mate? I've eaten stops. I've eaten stop. There's your high day. All right, I'm going to wait now. If we find acceptance over this, I'm going to look long. If we fail this, I'm considered short. But I will try and get long here if we find acceptance. Is it your first time here, Michael? I'm sorry. Like most times we catch 300, 400, 500 point days together. Today I've got chopped up a bit. I'm sorry. It happens. I'm a trader after all. I can't win everything. All right, here goes semis through the squeeze. I want to see if we can see this move here. It'd be really good. Some form of liquidity. Even if we do this would be very nice. Some form of build out here. Yeah, it's like I lost $2,000 today. I'll make it back if we set up. Yesterday I had a 5-figure day, so suck my nuts, Michael. You know, a day before I think was 5 figures as well. Day before that, I've been on a very hot run recently. If I could trim a bit of profits off my top, it's okay. All right, let's see how we operate here at the opening range and initial balance, maybe all the way down to 760s. ES approaching a cool wall though, to be aware of that. I'd like to get long on pullbacks or on extensions over that then hold previous day value area high. If you're already long, you are into your take profit zone. We've just tapped previous day value area high. If we start basing over this, I will try and get long for the extension up here. There is still another, I don't know, 150 point extension up there available if we base above, not beforehand. Only if we base above. We've just rotated the whole of value. Lots of liquidity up here to come and fill at 890s. And we see here, opening range here will matter all the way down to 770s. So ES first rejection there of that cool wall. Watching this. Do they hold this or do we come 770s? There's a little imbalance down there if they want to fill it and trap. Sellers coming in here at 850s. 820s is the imbalance. Tap the imbalance. Big buyer coming in there. Don't think he will get his way, but we'll see. You never know. Tyson trade might set up here as well. And my bias is technically upside until we clear out. Yeah, this buyer's not going to get his way. He got too aggressive.
Watch this IB if they reclaim. Here's the reclaim. Can they hold this now for a squeeze back up? Love to get long through this squeeze if I can. Here we go. Trying to get up to value here. Long in this now for that reclaim. I want to see everything hold here on pullbacks for extension through to previous day value area high in Globex. We've got to hold IB though. Cool wall here again for ES. Timing this is going to be very hard with ES at that cool wall. Very, very hard if they reject that cool wall second time round. And this can afford, remember, to come back down to 770s. I trimmed some on that first push. Not much liquidity up here. We can afford to come right back down here. All right, cut this out now on the runner. See if they retrap or not. Again, the call wall on ES absolutely key. All right, it keeps rejecting that call. It's a massive call wall up there. Biggest call wall of the day. So ES has completed the main move. It's basically come up into this. This is our big call wall. ES has already done it because it's got relative strength. Can get back in here if we start to build out liquidity and hold. Big buyers coming in here again. Wouldn't mind some form of bear trap here before I try and get long again. So much liquidity at 900 to fill that they want to fill. They just not need to do a little dunk lower and then a reclaim again. Cool wall again here on ES, folks. They're trying to fill these players at 900s. Do we have another go here at IB? Looks good. Here come the players at 900s. ES through that cool wall. Now, can it base above? So it's poked through it. Can it base above? Added a little piece here. See if we can just extend this out. It's very small size. I'm expecting them to sweep 30 and then try and reclaim. But I've just got a tiny piece on in case they don't want to do it. Five, 820s, yeah. I'd expect a sweep here first, but let's see. Just in case, put a piece on here. They're trying to fill these sellers up at 900. They're trying to squeeze through the 900, and then the next level is all the way up here. So I've got a piece on just in case they do it, because I'm expecting a bear trap before we do it. But if they just send it because of the strength in the ES, I've just wanted a little bit of risk on in case. We're getting very tight here, though. Okay, here comes the trap I'm looking for. I want to see this. Stop everyone out and then recover if we're going to do it. They can afford to come very deep. Not in yet. Still can come deep. Can come down to 780s if it wants. Weak buying here. Still not ready. I want to see absorption down here. I'm not seeing it yet. Like I said, it can come to 780s. I'm flat at the moment, just waiting. That cool wall got absolutely slammed on ES. They don't absorb 780s, there's no trade. The same as have to hold PDC. It's basically all the same level there. All right, that's instantly what they've got to do. First sign of it. If they can't do this, then what? Then it becomes IB fail. Still waiting. Don't go without me. Don't go without me. Don't go without me. Don't go without me. All right, still not in. Still waiting. Two minutes to a new H1. Yeah. Trying to be patient. Flush it down in short. Well, if you're playing the IB trade, it makes sense. If you don't find acceptance under 780 soon, then the trap can happen. Watching IB. 780 to IB is the rotation at the moment. Yes, going for it again. Trying to get risk on here. Just want to see a bit more of a wiggle. They're still bidding all the way down to 780s. And then, in fact, there's a bidder down at 750s. I'm waiting for him to move up. But I'm trying to look for the trap, the bear trap here to move higher. That's what I'm looking for. But we've got to get back above initial balance. Here we go. Key level here. They find acceptance back above this and then start squeezing. Drew this out for you beforehand. You're welcome, Michael. So this is key. If you were short versus this is not what you want to see. This is why I was looking for a long and a bear trap underneath that swing point and a recovery here to take us back through the 900s ideally. So if you did get long at 780s, you want to trim some here, and then you're looking for 900s and then all the way up here to 30,025. And I tell you what, if this goes, I'll go green on a day. ES new highs. Let's go. Let's fucking go. It's coming, baby. It's coming, baby. Let's fucking go. All you people just talk shit to me all the time. All you do is give me fuel to be a better version of myself. All right, new highs coming. ES new highs. Nice hold SOXL of PDC. We should see this break through 900. So I'm going to take some profit into this next shove up. As long as IB holds, I'm looking for profits into there. And then I'm just runners if we find acceptance above here, above the grey box for here. But I've already locked some in. Once we pop this, great. IB has to hold for me to hold my risk here. You can see all the liquidity above. Look, all the way up to 920s now. All these sellers on the book above me. All looking to get filled up here. So we're going to sell into some of these guys. Here we go. Here we go. Let's pop it. Let's run it. Shh, Michael. Shh. In future, first time here. Shh. Shh. There's 100 points. Shh. Shh. Okay, if we base above this grey box now, we are looking for this. Guess who's green on the day? Guess who's green on the day? Right, locking a ton in here, and we're going to see if this is willing to find acceptance for a nasty, nasty shove up now. So previous week low will be 920s, and then we're going to target this, and then all the way up here if we find acceptance. We've locked 60, 70% in. All right. If we base out, we can think about adding back in, but we're just trying to manage runners right now. Looks good. Bid come in here at 880. The squeeze is on here. All right, the squeeze is on here if they can get going. I want to see this seller get absorbed. 174 lot just got absorbed there. Really nice. Really good absorption there. We're going to go, baby. We are going. We are fucking going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get previous week low, and then let's start going. So a seller, 174 lot, just got absorbed at 880s. It's exactly what you'd want to see into that key level. Acceptance above now, and we should be able to get up here now. Oh my days. Oh my days. Right. Stops moving up. Now, it might be that this H1 pulls back to 840s. Just be aware of that. It might be that it needs to pull back to 840s. We do not want to see a fail break on the H1. But if we pull back to 840s and hold it, it's fine. Under that, not interested in this bar on the H1 at that point. But if we pull back to sort of 840s-ish and hold, that's okay. But below that, we do not like it. All right? So we've locked a good chunk of change in. We just want to see everything be absorbed now in towards 840. Under that, we do not like it. All right. So I'm just watching the H1 for that. That is the level, isn't it? Yeah, 840, 820s really. I don't really want to hold to 820s. 840s into 840s got to be absorbed. Otherwise, I'll become uninterested in this H1 bar. It will be a double fail break. From the last H1 will be fail break of the low, and this H1 would be a fail break of the high. So here's the move back towards 40s. Now what they do now becomes absolutely vital. We would want H1 traders to bid this back up. If they don't bid it back up, you do not touch this anymore today. Because they have the chance now to send this market higher. And if they are unable to do that, then it just means we go back into range, right? We fail break each way. So far, so good. Really good. Right, if we get back through 880s now, we see a new squeeze. Can you see this smart? Can you see this smart? All right, 880s holding. Fail 40s here, I'll be out, can always get back in. Here's the IB. If we fail here, I'll be out on the runner, which is fine. I will lock in $4,000 odd on this. Good hold of IB. It's a good hold so far. And the squeeze starts back above 80s. So 840 to 880s is the current rotation. If they lose 840s, they're going to come down to 800s. But that's the current rotation. I'll stop out underneath initial balance and let it do whatever it is it needs to do. We look at the H1 now. This is what I'm looking at. Right, we swept, reacted. This needs to see this now. All right, we do not want this all the way down here. We need to hold the top side of this and complete this move on the H1. If we fail through here and we come down, then we get nothing. We get absolutely nothing. About to take my stop here. All right, out of this now on the runner. So, for you, Michael, all right, I turned my day around there, my friend. All right, one of these is red. This one is fat green. You're welcome. How realistic is to become a full-time trader? Becoming a full-time trader is very, very hard work. Right? Do not give up your day job. You want to get profitable first. I'm going to watch to see if they do trap down here. Again, my expectation now is that H1 traders should try and step in and complete this move higher. If they aren't able to do it, then so be it. We are rejecting previous day value area high. If they just keep wanting rotating previous day value, they can. So if they're going to do this, fail above value, fail below value, and rotate this all day, so be it. I will not be trading that trade in here. I'm going to try and ignore this trade in here. I want to try and play the continuation trades. That's where I'm good at, as you can see. Where I'm weak at is choppy action. I hate it. What was I saying? Becoming a full-time trader. Yes. Don't give up your day job. I mean that in the nicest possible way. It's much easier to be a trader when you've got other income coming in, because if you are in, what should we say, desperation mode, right? If you're like, I need money, this has to work for me, I need to pay the bills, you will not trade effectively. What you will do is trade P&L instead of trading the market in front of you, and that will make you emotionally tilted and oversize and not take profits when you should and stuff like that. Right, good hold of 20s. I'm going to watch 40s again if they're willing to recover this, or if we're going to see backside of the move. I won't be trading the backside of the move. If they want to do the range dance today, they can do it. I'm not going to play the range dance today. I'm going to only look for H1 expansion either side. It's going to keep me, I don't know if I'd say safe, but it's going to keep me playing to my strengths. And if you're playing the IB fade, then you want to be paying yourself 800 and then 745, right? If you're playing the IB fade, back into this. Tyson trade, back into this, if you're playing that. $780 is RBS for you. I mean, on the current day, yeah. Here, I'm just watching the H1, but yeah, I would argue that's probably right for current day where we just broke out from, which we're sort of coming into at the moment. There is liquidity there, but there's also liquidity at 50s. Very big seller just suddenly come flying in here, folks. Very, very aggressive. Hugely aggressive. He's still selling. He's being very aggressive here. What is he doing? At 800s, he came flying in at 800s and under, so that you're aware where he is. And they're still trying to fill liquidity to 50s right now. That was very, very, very aggressive. What size was he? 176 lot, followed by multiple 100 lots. He's in again, multiple 100 lots. He's trying to aggressively sell this down. Not really getting his way. 800 is his level. You reclaim 800, he's going to start getting a bit upset. There's the reclaim of 800. Well, the attempt. This is his level. This is his level. This is perking my interest now because he's caught. We start basing above him, I'm vaguely interested if we get back above 800. He's coming again. He's so aggressive. Very, very aggressive there at the low. Into 70s. Again, very aggressive. $800 is his level. And he's continuing to try and protect it. They're passively selling up there now as well. Certainly no long here right now. Again, he's trying to get aggressive. They're starting to see a hint of absorption down here, but he is very aggressive. There is an imbalance lower if they want to come for it. If we start holding above 800s, he's going to start to get stuck. So that's his level. There, he's defended it again, and they are adding liquidity above it to defend it. So they don't want this back above value for the day. They are trying to defend value and force a rotation back down at the moment. That's what you're seeing. Up to 800 again, defended it again. You can see it's very thick on the book up there. They're just adding back in. Every pop up there, they're adding back in. And they come aggressive on the tape again. They're looking for a breakdown again here. 770s now. Here's the IB to VWAP trade. So make sure you paid yourself in this move. And I'd say semis are now back under PDC, and this doesn't look so good anymore. And this H1 has come right back to a big level. And if they let go of this whole thing, all we've seen today is failures each side of value. That's literally all we would have seen all day long. Failures each side of value. No continuation. Just one-sided tape each side of value. So here's your midpoint. Coming back to previous day point of control here. You must be covering here if you were short off the IB high. You absolutely must be covering a good chunk here. And ES might want to come all the way back to IB here as well, folks, by the looks of it. And it can come back to 700, which would be this thick node. And then we can't really do anything with it because we're back inside of all of this and there ain't much to do around here. Who's messaging me? Oh, well, speak to him in a minute. Okay, so VWAP here. If you were short for the Tyson trade, you've got to cover some here. There's a low volume node down here. They might want to protect, but there's certainly no buyback out of this right now. Market's gone to sleep here a little bit. We have to wait to see if we break back above where these sellers keep coming in. At the moment, every pop's being protected by passive sellers. Remember, 800 was his level where he started getting aggressive. That's his level. So we might come and test it here by the looks of it. Right, here's the move back to 8s. Now, do they protect this? That's the question that these buyers are posing. Are you going to protect 8s or are you done with this trade, Mr. Seller? And if we reclaim 8s, then we probably go higher. All right, here's the 8s. So I'm watching this now. Do they sell this or do they get out the way and do we start lifting? This is value for the day. Still passively selling this. Mad, isn't it? A 50-point candle like that. in a range. Testing him again. So buyers are trying to get this back through where that big seller got aggressive at 800s. Those sellers keep passively adding up there. They're not done with this yet. So this is the battle now, is basically POC to value area high. We go downside, Khan? Maybe, if they keep defending it. But, you know, it's not the prettiest chart right now. If we think about what you've had in the morning session. All right, failed break, recovery, pullback, pullback. They can still pin this. All right, so if you're short from here, you want to be covering here. If you get lucky, you get this. But I don't think this is an area to take a new short position in. All right, you're not at an edge or anything. You're just like in this zone. I think there's just as much chance we come and revisit that as there is us doing this right now. All depends what these hourly traders are going to do. And I wouldn't really bet on downside right now. Not as a new money short here. Maybe if you're holding from higher, you can sit in a position. But this 800, I'm telling you, it's a fucking huge level. And if they start squeezing through that 800, they've just tried to aggressively sell 800 again. You're going to get 840, 850 very quick. Here you go. Trying to warn you. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing on the tape. You see how I don't guess? I don't just say, this is going to happen. I only go by what I'm seeing on the tape. If buyers now bid 800, this seller is going to get caught and we will visit 840. So this is about whether buyers are willing to hold 800 now. That's all this is now. If they're not willing to hold it, we come right back down into the low side of this again. This is the chop zone here. Like we're back inside first chop zone. Longs are cheap here. Not really, mate. Longs are technically cheap here. Longs are fair value here. Longs are expensive here, technically based on today, and really expensive here based on yesterday. PDC here, very, very key on SOXL. All right, you're back above the 800s. The squeeze can potentially be on here, back up to 840s, and then through 840s, they have the chance to go back up to high of day. I'm just, again, all I'm doing is telling you what I'm seeing. The battle here is for value. Can they expand value or not? That's the battle here. But I know 800 is a big level because it's where the seller got very, very, very aggressive. And we are now probably above where he was. So he needs it back under 800. And at the moment, he's not getting that for now. Semis are coming up to PDC, and that's going to become key as they're over under, whether they set the lower high there and let go, or they reclaim it and start to squeeze back up to 35s and 36s. You can see the battle in this zone now. Yes, with strength, back over its cool wall. Semiconductors PDC. This is what matters here, the semiconductors PDC level. That's what's going to impact this now. Like I said, if you want to be short from IB or value, it makes sense. I just wouldn't necessarily be a new money short here. I know they're setting a lower high, lower low, maybe from value, but like here, you don't want to be a new money short in here. It's too risky right now. We need news to get moving. The news will come tomorrow. Like I said, tomorrow will probably be an A+ day. Tomorrow, Friday, will be an A+ day. This will be an inside day, likely. The moment we have a failed breakout of the lows, that's the only thing we have so far today confirmed is a failed breakout of the lows. Doesn't mean we can't come back lower, but so far, on what we're seeing so far, we can only judge what we have so far. We have a failed breakout of the lows. And this node here is still, they're not even coming into it right now. They can't even get into it, the sellers. Honestly, I've got a bad feeling for you guys who are trying to sell this aggressively. I hope it moves down for you. It's not like I'm taking position against you, but I don't know, man. It feels very risky here. Khan, you had full confidence yesterday and you didn't get your trade. So like you're very like assured of yourself, and I'm yet to see you be right. You were wrong yesterday. You're like, I'm bidding here. And then once we went under that, you're like, oh, I didn't bid there. Then don't say you're 100% bidding there. Oh, you're shorting pops. Okay. What are you going to say when it moves higher? Oh, I didn't short pops. Like, don't be so firm. Worst chop you've seen, Murph. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there at the moment. So I'm just flat and waiting for this to do whatever it is it wants to do. Because we are back inside previous day's value. I don't really want to be a trader around there. Do I trade shares or options? Mostly shares, mate. Mostly commons. Notable weakness, semis under PDC. Again, still not even coming into previous day point of control and the LVN. There's nothing in this H1 that's making me want to trade it. All right, just make sure you're zoomed out. There's nothing for me to really want to do anything here. Failed break here, back to this. I'm trying to ignore this. I'm trying desperately to ignore this. Yeah, Mag's gone green again. Mag have all gone green again, for sure. It's semiconductors that are causing the weakness. I mean, if you look at the strength in the other markets, they're much stronger. Like ES, almost 0.70% up today. All right, YM, percent up today. RTY 1.31% up today. The weakness is in the Qs because semis can't get going. They cannot get going today. All right, so they swept previous day low on semis, found a bid back inside, squeezed up to the 36 level, which was that pre-market zone, failed from that level, pulled back now towards 30 or 29s. Well done. No, I'm all right. Yeah, love you. And still the battle here taking place. Remember, 800 is where sellers keep trying to defend. And I'll tell you, all I've seen in the last 8 minutes is big sellers being very aggressive. That's all I've seen. And I don't see us breaking down into that low volume node. So there's definitely a passive buyer on the tape in this region right now. Now, if I was a passive buyer, I'd be sitting at 30s. I wouldn't be sitting here, but there's definitely some passive buying in here. Semi's weak, continuing to be weak. So they're washing right back down now towards the 28s. Now, this is the node which I think is going to matter for control of the New York session. This. I think this matters. This is the area that they will have to make a decision in. Here's previous day point of control. VPOC's below, New York lows below that. Semis continue to puke out here. ES putting a lower high there. Khan might get you away. I would be covering some good profits here if I was you, Khan, in case they find a bid in this low volume node. I wouldn't be looking for low of day with full size. Because if I was a buyer, this is probably where I would be. Somewhere around here. And this is really going to depend on the semiconductors, whether they're willing to let go and go to low of day for you. Because the rest of the market looks all right. Semiconductors look terrible. Here's the New York Open and VPOC. Now, if you get runners, I would say 677s, and then you can look for previous day value area low. That would be a full rotation of value again. You're looking for 680s. This node here. Yeah, that makes sense. Here and then here. Bid off New York Open there in VPOC. Be careful. Strong bid off that level. Sellers are trying to defend 40s now. I'd be very careful here. This is the low volume node. This is where I would, if I was a passive buyer, I'd be hanging out here. And you don't want it to reclaim 750s, Khan. If it starts reclaiming 750s, this will start shifting up towards the 800s again. There's a 750 test. Here's the 750 test. If it reclaims this can go straight to 800s. I'm telling you, it's very possible. Buyers defending that low volume node like I talked about. So dangerous, man, to trade in that. Okay, 70s here, and then 800s is their next attempt to come and test the seller. There was a big boy seller at 71s. You're through him. 800s next. The next big boy seller is actually at 90s. If you get through him, then you go 800s, and then through 800s, you go back to high of day probably. That low volume node, absolutely the level that buyers are defending. So bids starting to show up here, 55s to 35s, so that you understand. Which is basically the start that low volume node. You're still making lower highs and lower lows, but if they start grabbing this and rotating, if I was you and I was short, I'd be done with it. If they can't start breaking down under this soon, I would consider being done with it, because I think this is where the traps can live. But 800 is ultimate control for the session. And the choppy day continues. At least we got green. I'm going to try and get 800 here. I tell you what, if we start reclaiming up there, I'm just going to perk my interest. I didn't want to bid the middle of the low volume node, but if we start reclaiming 800, it will start to perk my interest. There is bids coming in here at 50s and 60s and 70s starting to support this move up towards 800. And it will perk me because there will be a lot of sellers then caught. Don't say I didn't warn you. All I do is try and tell you what I'm seeing on the tape. It's not about ego. I don't make these rules up. Market makers make these rules up. It's got nothing to do with me. Right, here's the 800 test. If they start holding above this, there is a squeeze right back upside. I'm interested in longs at the moment. We've started to hold the low volume node. 800 is the level. I want to see if they keep these sellers trapped or not. All right, I'm a small piece long there on that absorption. There we go. I want to see this break through 800 up to 840 now. Here we go, folks. And I want to get through the IB high and then new high day and then really start going. Beautiful. Right, peeling a little bit off in front of IB high. And now I simply want 800s to stay. All right, my stops moves up to 800s and we just let this work. Right, so the battle was here, like I talked about, the reclaim of 800s. We now have all the huge sellers in here stuck, right? We absorbed here, like I said, if I was a passive buyer, if I was a market maker, I'd be in there, right? They break 800s, this is their target, then this, and I'm long, I've paid myself in front of IB, and we're just see if they're willing to absorb around the 800s now to continue this high. But either way, I've paid myself a bit more money in this move. There's a little imbalance here down into 800s, which they are starting to absorb. So we want to see this hold for continuation higher. Hopefully that made sense. Like I said, it's not an ego thing. I don't want any of you guys to lose money. I lost money at the beginning of today. All I want you to do is understand what and why. That's all that matters to me. Right, on that note, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. All right, back inside of Valley. I'll tell you, this low volume node matters again. Same level that matters again. What a bull trap. I wouldn't be so sure yet. All right. You need to zoom out. You're so focused in the H1 on the M1. You need to zoom out. You got to zoom out. Talking about a bull trap when we're holding range on that hourly chart. All right, and we're holding a low volume node. This can be a pullback that holds that goes again. All right, this is all about the 800 level like I keep talking about. I wouldn't be so sure it's about bull trap yet. This is a battle of different traders right now. Initial balance traders are trying to protect the IB. That's why we took profit into that. Hourly traders are trying to reclaim, all right, for that squeeze higher. SOXL needs to get back above PDC, which has failed for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. But if it reclaims that, it would be a high low, and then has the chance to make a high high. We have unfinished business with the like button. Are we very low today? I haven't looked. I'm sorry. Let me have a look. Where are you guys? Yes, we are. All right. You know the deal. 1,200 likes. We do giveaways. Right, low volume node still being protected. Here's the chop. There's the chop range. You can see 800 down to 753. So that's your chop range. I wouldn't be so sure that this is finished yet, moving higher. So it all depends on previous day close, I think, on semiconductors here, which we're coming up to. Like I said, I wouldn't be so sure this is a bull trap yet. I'm not sure that we've finished moving higher yet. We just have to see. There's a huge level, these 800s. Quite clearly, the amount of attention being paid between 800 and 850. I mean, 50-point M1 candles here. That's what you have in this range, 50-point M1 candles. But if we start to find acceptance above this, this is the target. If they can't find acceptance, they're going to keep ping-ponging down here. But we can't break into the lows until we let go of this low volume node because it is quite clearly being protected. All right, so this is the battle. The battle is basically this zone and this zone. All right, sellers are protecting this, buyers are protecting this. Here's your ping pong. How do we know? High volume node. That's it. There's nothing else to say on it right now. Semi's back towards PDC again. They have to make a decision soon. They're just flopping around here forever at this level. Like I said, I'm not against playing downside if we start breaking, right? But we're not doing that. We're just building out liquidity. I don't want to become liquidity. Happy to play downside if we start breaking and letting go of everything. You know, if we build out lots of liquidity here and we break under here and we reject this and reject this, okay, fine. But that's not what we're seeing. It's just not what we're seeing right now. We're just seeing chop right now. Zoom out. What are we actually seeing today? All right. What are we actually seeing today? No acceptance, no acceptance. Trying to find acceptance at the moment. Clearly not even trying to find acceptance down here. We're trying to see if we can find acceptance up here at the moment. Quite clearly, they're trying to hold this edge to the bulls to see if they can do this move. That's what I am seeing so far. All right, PDC, again here, SOXL. Again, massive level. Massive level here. Yes, holding a range at the high. SPY cannot get through its call wall at 740. That's quite clear. That is quite clear. We just have to wait. Semi's failing PDC again. It's interesting how different the options levels between SPY and ES are today. So ES is holding above its call wall 1. SPY is rejecting it. I don't know if they've done the calculation wrong or what that is, but that's quite clear. I'd like one more trade if we can. We've got 20 minutes left. Might not get time. Where do I pull my data from for options? Tanuki trades. I pay for it. It's this right here. Back to low volume node. So 800 fail. Back to 850 again. Still just trapped inside of this. No one's winning here. We are building. After being chopped up this morning and getting back green, I don't really fancy giving my money back, so I'm waiting. What happened with the long? Well, obviously I stopped out when we lost 800 when I went to the bathroom. So I made some money on the drive up to here. Right, made some money on this drive, stopped out here. Now wait. What tool are you using to see tap? What do you mean tap? I don't know what tap is. Short setting up? I don't know, man. Like, I'm unconvinced because I don't like this here. Like, what's your RR? Like, the only short really is this and this down to this point, right? But like, if you're looking under this, we're not finding acceptance down here. So I don't really like anything in here at the moment now. Right, we had the chance here to accelerate. They failed. They're back inside it. Maybe they get scooped up again here. Maybe they lose it. But like, where are we at? Like 50% of the range? What's your RR here? What's your thought process? Why? I'm asking why. 50% of the range of the day. Why are we trading there? Why would we want to trade there in a directional move? I just deleted something I needed there. Yeah, I have. Who are people? You're saying people want this to go lower. Who are the people here that you're talking about? Who are these people that want it to go lower? I'd love it to go lower for a swing, but who are these people that you're talking about? Following momentum. What momentum? Like, okay. Sorry, I just want to understand. What momentum are you following? What momentum? Right? I don't know what momentum you're talking about. This is a range. Current week. Previous day. Fail to break the low. Fail to break the high. That's not momentum. That's a range. I don't know what you're talking about right now. I'm really sorry if it sounds sarcastic, but I follow this, and I'm not seeing momentum. Momentum would be this. This would be build liquidity. This would be momentum. That's how I interpret the market. Back to low volume node. All right, so if you're adamant on being seller, well, it better reject 750 for you on this pushback up. If you're adamant on selling this better reject 750 for you on the pushback up. That's what I'd say. And if it does do that, all right, you could argue some liquidity then trapped. All right, so if they fail here and you want to do TP1, TP2, I can understand that. But momentum comes underneath value. Inside here is a big range as identified by the profile currently. So here's the drive back to 750. So this better reject for you if you're adamant on being a seller. Otherwise, it's a low volume node hold again and back into the high volume node above. Exactly what we had, I don't know. It's the time now, 20 minutes ago. So you would need 50s to reject here if you are trying to short this. If you do not see 50s reject here, then you come back into that node above and that will be problematic for you. All right. So far, I'd say 50s are rejected on that drive up, or 40s. You didn't actually fill the imbalances, but there or thereabouts. And you need to see follow through lower now for you. ES is just at the bottom of its range that it's been in since 10:50 this morning. Semis have suddenly found a bid when ES is coming to the bottom of the range. It's funny that they're rotating it, isn't it? So here's the test towards 750s. And if you do not see rejection here, well, I'd be concerned for you looking for a short side. You need to see rejection here and follow through now. Hopefully it does it for you. Like, I want you guys to win. It's not that I don't want you to win. This is a legit setup if you reject 750s. But if you don't reject 750s, it's not a legit setup. I want this to work for you. Trust me. Like, I'm not trying to tell you not to do it. But the only trade I would have here is if you're staying heavy versus this, your risk has to be here, right? So if you're looking for this trade here, it makes sense. TP1, TP2, TP3. It makes sense. That makes sense to me. It's the first time, not short in here. Here makes sense. Right, here you go. So here's your TP1 if you are taking this. And after this, you're looking for PDC. So you're looking for 665, and then you're looking for 640. All right, 665, 640. And it must not reclaim 750 for you. Must not reclaim 750 for you. What are my thoughts on England last night? I thought it was terrible. Granted, like, I went to a bar to watch it and I was hearing Americans be like, and English people who clearly live here and don't follow soccer, give their opinion. I was like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, it's clear to me. Ghana part of the bus. All right, that was their World Cup. They knew if they got a draw, they got a chance of getting in. The fact that England couldn't unlock that has me worried. All right, has me worried. Like, I thought the substitutions were too late. I thought we lacked dynamism. I didn't think we drove forward enough. I thought they tried to cross the ball a million times and clearly wasn't working. I thought we lacked shots on goal. I thought we lacked, like, inspiration. It just, all in all, just looked pretty poor. All right, big seller caught these lows. 132 lot seller just came in at 700 there, not getting his way. Be aware of that. He's being absorbed so far down there. You need a break lower now. You're coming into TP1 zone, or you've already hit TP1 zone. If you're short versus 750. You're not short down here. If you're taking these trades, which I'm not taking, you better understand you are literally trading the midpoint of the range right now. You are trading mid-range. Garner should have had that pen. The problem is he was offside before, but I agree it was a foul. It was a pen. It was a clear as day pen. I agree with you, Khan. But I think there was an offside before it, so it wouldn't have even mattered. I don't think. All right, ES coming back into its initial balance here. And it's starting to find a front run reaction in front of IB. As you continue to chop here. Remember, a reclaim of 750, certainly a reclaim of 760. You want to be out of this if you are adamant on selling this. Like, it ain't for me, mate. I ain't trading in this range anymore. Good rejection in front of 750 there. You need the semiconductors breakdown, and you really need a print underneath 700 here because there is a 132 lot seller caught there right now. So you need a print underneath 700 here. That is where absorption is taking place right now. It's a 132 lot seller on the VPOC there, currently out of position. ES coming down to IB. So just watch, be very careful in case you get a reaction on ES at IB. If you're short, that is. I imagine you will. Well, this is fun. What a fun day. I knew it was going to be shit, but this is like next levels of shit. Oh, look. 750s. So they held, and they're reclaiming, and I'd be very careful here. Be very, very careful here. If you were short now, that short is now out of position. That seller at the low, that swing low, is now out of position. If they start to hold this, they go back inside again because it'd be a failed attempt to break underneath the New York Open and a failed break underneath VPOC, and you're reclaiming 750s, and we can go 800s again, and through 800s we go high of day again. Remember, nothing's changed here. It's exactly the same levels. Big seller coming in here, getting a little bit stuck here at 84s. This can start squeezing if they start printing over 84s now. There's a reason I said I don't like it. Like 800s is the squeeze level, basically. You can see some big boys got stuck at those lows. Right, this big boy got stuck at the low, like I said, right here. Right, he's out of position, and then a big boy's come in here as well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys get punished. So testing 800s here. Remember, acceptance over 800s, we move higher. Otherwise, we go 800 to 750 again, or maybe 800 to 700. We're talking about 100-point moves in 2-minute candles here, guys, just so that you understand what's going on here. It's 2 minutes, and that's 100 points. All right, that's your range right now. All right, it's 100 points there. Again, semiconductors back to PDC. That's basically our 800 level. That is a huge sentiment shift if we reclaim it. That's the level right now that they're looking to try and get through, these buyers. You can see on the tape above me, the sellers are trying to defend 800. Here we come. Here's the test of 800. $800 defended. Probably come back into 750 again now. And see if they absorb 750 and have another go at 800. Same things we were talking about here, right? Look at this same levels. It's funny that, isn't it? Nothing has changed. Low volume node was defended. Again, reclaim a 750, try 800, come back to 750, decide what they're going to do. Eventually, something's going to happen. Right now, I'd say there's a seller caught here, and this is probably going to happen at the moment. If they get through 800, the squeeze is on. Here's 800. They will try and lift to 840 now, and then previous day value area high 880. And if semis get going here through PDC, you might even see up here later this afternoon. All depends what they do here in the edge of this node. Don't think we've finished printing higher yet. Here's 805s. It's wild, isn't it? How quickly like it changes like that from one player being stuck. Seller here at 805s. He's getting taken out. Here's the squeeze. And they will try and get IB high here. And then through IB high, they will try and re-hit. Now, what I would say is the auction at high of day doesn't look very good. It's all big sellers at high of day. That is not big buyers caught. It's aggressive sellers at high day. I can imagine us making a new high today. I'm just being honest. All right, this auction up here doesn't look like the best auction to me. Big aggressive sellers at the highs? No, I can imagine us taking those out. It doesn't have to be today, it could be tomorrow, but we will make note of that. So 800 to 750 rotation in full effect here with 5 minutes left into lunch. You think the 1 hour close green? Well, you're going to have to break 8-8. You're going to have to do a pretty good shove here in the next 6 minutes to see that happen, my friend. It's possible, but it's going to need a pretty big shove. If I was range trading 750 to 800, I'd be doing great. I can't, like, I wouldn't though. That's the thing, I wouldn't. I'd be doing exactly what happened this morning, losing money. That's exactly what I'd be doing. I'd be losing money because I cannot trade range for toffee. I don't know why. I can see it. I can't do it. My brain struggles to do it. What I can do is trade traps and continuation very well. Okay, 750 to 800. 800 explosion here will get you up to IB high and then possibly new high of day. Here's the tap into 800. They're adding liquidity higher here. They're trying to drag you higher. It's just whether they've got it in them. Here they come. They're having another go to lift this towards the IB high. SOXL back through the PDC now. And if they expand this upside towards 35, then NQ will get going with it. Massive, like these are massive levels, man. I don't think the high of day is safe. I just think you're in a big range here. I don't think the high of day is safe. Doesn't have to be taken today, but I don't think the auction up there looks that good. Aggressive selling at a high of day is not a particularly good auction. You're long from 750? Well, just keep scalping. 750 to 800, 750 to 800. If you lose 750, you go 750 to 700, 750 to 700. I mean, it's a fairly clear range. All right, SOXL on that PDC. It's just closed its last 5-minute bar there. It's opened the new one up there, and it's trying to hold it. So it's doing a little dance. It's doing the dance. It's just awful. I can't understand why you'd want to trade this. It looks so ugly to me. Literally trading that. I'm good. I'm good. That's like my worst nightmare. So back towards 750. Sellers getting stuck there into 750. A little bit of absorption to 750 again as they're going to try and get back towards 800 again. 750 to 800 continuing to happen. One side will break soon enough. Now, the hardest thing is the rotation taking place. And I'm not talking about in NQ. I'm talking about like bidding mag up, selling semis, but then printing and getting stuck at PDC flat, and then printing software up and then printing it down and then going flat. It's the rotation taking place which is making this harder to trade than a trend day, because the sectors within NQ are not in alignment. They are just chopping them around. They're like, right, we'll buy semis for a bit, and then semis get the move. Okay, we'll sell semis and we'll buy software for a bit, and then they get the move. Okay, let's sell software and buy the mag for a bit, and then they get the move. And they've done that 2 or 3 times today so far. What's PDC previous day close based on cash? And 750 is going to be traded again here. And SOXL struggling to get through PDC again. And they're trying to bid 750s. And ES looks weak versus Coolwall. And we're 2 minutes to lunch. I mean, this is about as bad a day as you get, folks. Just look at the H1. It tells you everything you need to know. Wah, wah. But when we leave this range, probably tomorrow, it would be magnificent, because the powerful move outside of this range will be so big. All right, another rejection, SOXL on that PDC. Another rejection here. And we're at 750 again. Now, if they lose 750 now, we probably go 700. All right, if they hold 750, we're going to go 800, right? There's just 50-point rotation backwards and forwards. That's all we are doing here. Look at the daily candle. Yeah, it's just, we don't know what to do. The daily candle. Someone help me. right, 750 losing the bid. Back to previous day point of control. They can come to 700 now if they want. They reclaim 750, 800. Do you get the game? Do you get the game being played? Can you tell me what the blue line sitting directly below the New York anchor VWAP is? This is the New York Open. That was your opening print. It's your open print. All right, reclaim 750, 800. Yay! If you're a range trader, you should be so rich today. You should be loving this. You should be absolutely loving this. All right, new hourly bar. Who said the hourly bar was going to go green? I said, I very much doubt it. We didn't go green. We didn't even get close. We finished pretty red. And you're into lunch. Back towards the 800s. So another big seller up here at 82s. This is going to get thinner and thinner. SOXL back to PDC. It's trying to reclaim PDC again. This is spent the last 15 minutes trying to do this on SOXL. Yeah, this is just uber ugly. Ugh. This is the worst part about it. It's this thing today. They're just waiting for Micron earnings, I guess. Where's it gone? That is god awful. All right, failure to break lower, reclaim PDC, failure to hold it, back underneath, high low, stuck on the New York Open. So what do we do with that? I have no idea. They don't know either. They don't know what to do with it. That's the whole problem. If we come back down here, NQ can puke, but it won't come down there because it's tried and tried and tried. And we come back above here, NQ can print with ES, but it won't do that because it's tried and tried and tried. So they're just going to wait for MU earnings by the looks of it. Unless you might get a bid up end of day or a big sell-off end of day as they like try and position. Let's have a look at what it's doing. I mean, yeah, that's exactly the same. This is it. They're waiting for earnings. It's fucking dead as a dodo out there. Ain't nothing to do with that, folks. Don't give your money back. Do not give your money back. All I'd wait for this afternoon, I would try and leave value alone. All right, I would try and leave this area alone. Wait and see if they want to do this or if they want to do that. Wait and see if they want to do this or if they want to do that. Leave this alone. There's not enough range in it. I mean, maybe for you guys there is, but in my mind, there is not enough range in that to have a party with. It just isn't. You're just going to become someone's liquidity. What is the gamma level? What is the top gamma level price on ES? Well, you mean the biggest price or the highest one can find? The one with the biggest volume is where we're getting stuck. It's at 85. The highest price on 0DTE today is 545. Okay. But it looks like SPY is running that show because we are stuck on the spiders. If we can find them. Yeah. There. That is the problem. All right. And we have divergence between ES and spiders. Spiders hit their cool one, coming back in. Now, watch this. You don't see this every day. Traded through it. This is not up here. All right. So divergence, ES to SPY. Cash to futures, massive divergence. Let's have a look at broader market before I go for the dates. Just have a look. Dixie in range, bit of weakness there, fell breakout. But it can afford to come back in and hold, like we talked about. This can afford to come back into here and hold. Yeah, it's just it's a big fat leave alone. This is what this is. It's a big fat leave alone. No to leave it alone. No to leave it alone. If you got red to green like I did, leave it alone for the day. Exactly. Tomorrow is the day. Cool story. You predict a massive crash on MU after earnings. That's a cool story. Don't really care. I don't need to mark your words because don't care. Because that's how you get people caught. Because they go, oh, I'll go and take puts because you said that. Market don't care what you think. All right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. Let's just trade what's in front of us, though. That's the whole problem with the market. People try and make a decision before it's happened. Yes, but it's the AI trade. Okay, cool story, mate. That's a really cool story. All right. Great story. Here's my story. I am long in this. Okay. From yesterday. Here. I took profits here. That's a tradable asset. Oh, it's the AI trade. Okay. So, because you say it's the AI trade, what do you mean? That it's overextended and it has to die because you've decided it has to die so that we have to die on MU earnings? Well, we don't have to do anything. Why do you think MU is going to dictate this whole thing? When you say a massive crash, what does massive crash mean to you? Are you talking about that? Are you talking about a pullback which can still protect this low? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Because they're big words without context, without levels. It's really easy for me to... Price is going to go up. Price is going to go down. Market doesn't care. Market's going to do what market wants. All right? It's only going to do what the market wants. What is a big crash to you in Micron? All right? What's a big crash to you? Is a big crash to you a gap fill? Is a big crash to you to come and sweep these lows? Are we coming down here? What do you mean by a big crash? Context, right? I don't know. What I think Micron would do is irrelevant. But if we look at what they've put in for the day, we are pinned. And what they are projecting is us stuck in here. All right, that's what they're projecting so far on Micron. That's the P1, that's the C1. If we have a look at projected move, $14 to 15%. So between $150 swing. All right, now if we do that from MU, from the open price, so they priced that in here for P3. Let's see if they've done the same the other way. Yeah, for call 2. All right, they priced that in. Now, if we move to a daily, does that take out a swing position? No. Neither of them take out swing positions, right? That projected move there and that projected move there maintain a boxed in market. So it's unlikely that whatever happens today causes a huge crash. It's likely it causes volatility, but it's unlikely it causes a huge crash. Mate, you got to understand, I'm here for it. I'm here for this market to absolutely melt down, but I'm also here to be realistic of what's in front of us. There's nothing I would like more than this market to puke out and melt down. I would fucking love it, all right? But I don't think one earnings is going to do it. I think we're more likely to see it come in September. All right, I'm more likely to see volatility from now to September, and we're more likely to see the start of it happening in September. All right, Anthropic, SpaceX out of its lockout period. Midterm years tend to be weak from that point in, tend to be volatile until that point. That's me being realistic. Midterms, yeah, midterms are always volatile. Always volatile. Back to 800s, 750, 800s. SOXL, PDC, through the 800s, we'll squeeze. I'm going to actually watch this in case I'd perks my interest here. Here's the 800s. Fucking mental, this market. And semis are getting going here. I'll watch this if it really wants to hold a bid. Top side of value. Stuck right into value. 805 is basically now is the level. They've moved it up a little bit. It's all on the semis again. All depends if they can hold PDC. And if they can, we will try and go initial balance. If they can't, we're going to chop right back down to point of control. Here we go. Same thing over and over. Big seller at the highs here. Huge seller, aggressive seller at 806s. So they sold outside of value. They'll try and trade it back down towards 760s now. Buyers will try and absorb 760s. If they can't, we go into the same choppity chop chop, right? Same thing. I mean, swing trades, yeah, but a lot of my positions I've been in for a long time now. And we've taken a lot of profit. The ones I'm like down on at the moment are USAR. I've probably leaked a bit back. IONQ I'm up on, but I don't like that that's not holding 60s now. But it's weak with semis today. Everything else I'm considerably up on, but I've been long for approaching a year in a lot of the names. So I'm up like 225% in AMD. I'm up. I don't know. I'd have to log in and have a look. Hang on. Apple, I'm up 48%. Amazon, I'm up 13%. Robinhood, I'm up 42%. AMD, I'm up 227%. SoFi, I'm up 15%. Vanguard, I'm up 18%. Oracle, I'm only up 7%. Sold into the push, it's getting weak again. I'll dump it if we come under my core. IONQ, I'm up 13%. One, I'm not going to say I'm up 18%. ARK, I'm up 3%. ARKX, sorry. Meta, I'm basically flat and 1% up. Nike, I'm down 3.5%. Rigetti, I'm down 10% right now. Small size though. US rare earth, I'm now down 10% on. Microsoft, I'm basically flat on. Netflix, I've leaked a little bit, but I did pay myself into the big shove. So I expect Netflix to do gap fill at this point, and then I'll reassess once it does that. All right, folks. Am I adding Amazon? Well, look, the thing is, Amazon is likely, I think, potentially, if they're not willing to hold it, there is a gap fill opportunity here. So I'm long in it, but I'm just concerned if the market does start breaking lower, if we can't recover this, there is a gap fill down here. All right. Back into the start of all this huge push. So look, I am long. I'm just concerned we're coming back down here. I'll add on strength, or I'll add down here if we start to base out down here. That's just the story of the tape. It's the same as anything, right? It's not what I think. I just follow what it does. Right? We cut it if it doesn't do what we want. We add into it. We get a position if it does what we want. We add into it if it shows strength at key levels that we're interested in. Holding a massive yearly volume shelf. What, on Amazon, you mean? Yeah. I mean, we'll just have to see. It's a volatile year. We can be very volatile. I think from like October on, we bid up. It just depends where we, in general, in the market. From now to September, I think it's choppy and it's potentially weakness. Now, historically, for now to the end of the month is weak. I'm not sure we're in the normal market where market cares about that stuff. So we just have to see, folks. Like we just have to see, like we say all the time. I don't know what the market's going to do. All we can do is day trade the volatility in front of us at the key levels. When it works, we lock in money. When it doesn't, we take small losses. And then for everything else, why today did you not consider fading value area high? Okay, well, because I was long into it and I took my money. Right, and then we're out. And like I said, I felt like this trap would happen. Have you come back up there to test it previous day? I'm not trading this range here. I've already told you I'm not going to trade this range here. I don't fucking care. I'm not trading it. I don't care what you think, what you want, how you trade. I will not trade that well, so I'm not going to trade it because I will lose money trying to trade that. I will absolutely lose money. If I try and short that, I will not manage my risk well and I'll get stopped out. If I try and long that, something like, I just don't trade range well. I say it all the time. You would have seen it this morning. I don't trade range well. We get momentum in the market like yesterday and the day before. Oh my God, I will compound games fast. But I do not trade range well. So I'm better to stay out of it. You guys make money doing it, sure. I don't want to trade it. I don't want to lose money getting my driver out on something I'm shit at doing, like I always talk about. Right? That's why. It ain't for me. It ain't the market for me when we're doing this. How are we doing on the likes? Probably nowhere near again. It's going to be another day in a row. Nowhere near again. So we'll roll it over for another day. Do that Apex giveaway another day. All right, folks, I'm out of here. What a yucky day. Glad to get red to green. That's always a sign for me to be done. And we'll go again tomorrow, right? Again, semiconductors cannot get above that PDC print. They are stuck there. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And yeah, we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow we can get a breakout of this range, which would be really good because we'll have 2 days worth of range to play and then it'll be really good. Peace and love, everyone. Use hard stops. Remember, one tweet, one, I don't know what you call it, social media post can change everything very quickly. Don't get caught in that. Make sure you've got stops in place. Peace out.